We have a very special guest joining us tonight, the host of Almost Entirely Sports on 810 Sports Radio, Joshua Brisco. You can catch him weeknights from 7 to 10 p.m. And I had to put on his resume that he is a noted possum advocate on Twitter.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
You
didn't bring a possum, but you did bring some
I didn't bring this. This was just here, and I didn't think that through because that's a glass wall.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Just don't break anything.
Possums are North America's marsupial, and I think that they demand our respect because if we had anything else sort of that rare and interesting, it's a little bit of a weird animal, but it deserves love and adoration just like all other animals.
I agree with this. I totally do. And you know what? I do respect the fact that he does have a stuffed possum. Not like a live stuffed possum, but like a stuffed animal possum in the studio.
Yes, absolutely. Along with several other stuffed animals.
Yes, it's
a fun
fantastic.
Show.
But shifting gears a little bit,
Sure.
Royals draft, obviously a huge deal today. So what are your thoughts about picking Mr. Witt Jr.?
It totally makes sense. Like, everyone knew that this was going to happen. I was listening on the way over to the play-by-play or whatever of it on Sports Radio 810. And it made all the sense in the world because this is a guy that fits everything that the Royals want to do. He's a multi-tooled infielder. He can play all over the place. He could move. Mondesi could move whenever that ultimately ends up getting up to the Kaufman level. It was never going to be anybody else. Anything else would have been absolutely stunning. Makes a lot of sense. Great fit. And it seems like exactly the type of player that the Royals really love.
Yeah, and one of the things I did love today, it may not be the best comparison, but I did tweet it out that one of the analysts said that he is going to be the Patrick Mahomes of the Royals.
Yes.
So that's a lot.
Former MLB player as a dad, coming out of Texas. The comparisons continue. I don't hate it. It's not reasonable because it's going to take way more than 1 year and he's not a quarterback, but I'll take it for now,
Yeah, you know what? It causes hype and you know what? Royals fans love it. Bring it on.
Yeah, we'll take it for sure.
Well, the Royals, they're struggling a little bit.
Are they?
Just a little bit.
Oh, no.
You know, okay, that's probably
should have looked at the notes. Yeah.
So they filled one position with a promising player, but what are some other major spots that they need to replace if they want to keep winning?
There's good news and bad news.
Okay.
Because the bad news, I guess, is that it's the pitching and that all of this is going to take a long time. The good news is that they drafted a bunch of college pitching last year. So it's a lot of pressure on those guys specifically because they are the future at the biggest position of need. Everything else, though, and for the rest of the draft that we're going to be paying attention to, it's just guys that you think have a good chance of being a professional. By the time they actually get here, half of this roster that's causing problems right now isn't going to be here anymore, which is for the best, obviously. But you have your core guys, Merrifield and Mondesi and Dozier. All three of those guys have other positions that they can move to.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the case all around. It's also going to be the case for Bobby Witt and probably the case for a few other players they draft still.
Yeah, they kind of like that in the Royals organization, utility guys. Now, of course, I had to bring this up because I know that you're very passionate about Chris Owings.
Yes.
Whew, might get a little bit heated. So what did you think about them designating him for assignment and calling up Cuthbert?
It was the right move. Like, it obviously went back to the point that they realized that was a bad signing, and he was just on the team for the sake of being versatile, right? Which isn't really that big of a plus whenever you're bad at everything versatilely. It doesn't really work. So I'm also here to let this be a safe place for everybody who forgot Cheslor Cuthbert was still in the Royals organization.
Right? Yeah.
Like, I was really, they called him up from where? From whose organization? What? But no, that's great. He obviously had a very nice start.
Right.
He's on a long-term piece, but if he can be a stopgap and it lets you at least bring in somebody who's not apocalyptic like Chris Owings was, it's totally fine by me.
Josh, love it. Thank you so much. We're gonna